Recording. All right, Nate, go ahead and get us started, and then I will introduce what is for lunch today.
Hello, Pebbles across all platforms. Welcome to the Idiots Podcast, episode 55. Today's topic is connected around Valentine's Day and also, as Stone put it, things we love but also hate.
Yes. Okay, let me show what is also for lunch. As Nate saw,
Getty, Getty,
spaghetti and
Getty, Getty.
meatballs, and buried underneath it is some garlic bread. So,
Buried under. Okay, yeah. Well,
also a little garlic bread, but the meatballs are also stuffed with mozzarella, so yum yum.
oh, yeah.
hmm Oh, um, I will get us started on things that we love and hate at the same time. I just went on my ski trip, and I love snowboarding. Um, I love gliding down the mountain. I love the snow. It's cool. It's fun being with my brother and my dad. Just hanging out and shooting the shit on the ski lift and everything. And yeah, it's something you only get to really do once a year. But at the same time, I hate it because this is the first year I came back with effectively week-long vertigo. It never happened to me before.
What?
Yeah, basically, it started happening to me like I think Tuesday. Like my head just is moving around like it's still in the slopes, and I'm like, this is the first time it's ever happened. And also at the same time, when you go up there, it disrupts your whole, routine you got going. And then on top of this, it's, you know, with snowboarding, if you get stuck on like a flat pathway on the mountain, you have to unbuckle your boot and you have to scoot along. And at the same
Scoot
time,
along.
yeah, you're working
Oh.
up a sweat while you're doing it, and you're cold at the same time. It's all frustrating, but again, it's a love-hate relationship. So it's interesting that
Mm-hmm.
way. And
Yeah.
but at the same time, I still also enjoy my brother and my father's company. They're fun to hang out with. Um, at the same time, they can be frustrating to hang out with because my brother, chain smokes marijuana like there's no tomorrow.
Whoa.
Yeah. So he's like, sometimes when he's like really stoned, it's tough talking to him because his head is just completely in outer space the whole time.
Well, I mean, your name is Stone.
Huh?
Your name is Stone.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true.
Maybe he
Um,
gets stoned around you because because that's your name. So he's like, I gotta, fit the part.
yep. That is how Bro Stone is Bro Stone. He is constantly stoned.
Mhm.
All right. Nate, you go next. What's something you love and hate at the same time?
Well, I still cannot just remember a thing on my own, but you've reminded me of oh my goodness. Anyways, that winter overall,
Winter
because
overall.
yeah, I love how it looks outside, and I like also the winter sports that I did. But also, yeah, I have zero cold resistance. Therefore, I have to have layers upon layers to
Mhm.
stay warm if I go out.
Yeah. I mean,
So, yeah, that is not pleasant because it also limits my mobility. And yeah, I like to be able to move around.
my cold resistance has gone up to where I can wear shorts in like 45 degrees Fahrenheit weather. Um, but my cold resistance has only gone up because it gets really freaking cold here. It's
Mm,
supposed to get down to like -5 Fahrenheit on Tuesday when we get some more snow. So that's going to be fun to deal with.
mm,
And then on top of this, cold weather always exposes problems with your car, so car repairs in the cold are never fun.
uh-huh.
Because old always kills a battery that's a little old, or
lol.
makes your spark plugs work a little harder, so you have to end up changing the spark plugs. All that fun stuff. But at the same time, you love winter because you get to stay inside and cuddle with your lady and your animals, and get to see the lovely weather outside. I believe I posted some pictures in other pictures of when we got 18 inches here. Let me see.
Talking about pictures, I have spot like
I posted one picture, but I didn't post the others. Here, let me see if I can find the others. Give me a second. But Andy, go ahead and get to something you love and hate at the same time.
I'm not. I guess anime.
Why do you love and hate it at the same time?
Because there's a lot of shows I like, but I hate the fan bases for the most part.
That's fair.
Valid.
Yeah,
that
valid.
Is super valid. Like, yeah.
Elaborate.
Yeah, some I'm sure that's you understand. Like we talked about that before. A lot of the fan bases, like Sonic and all that.
Yeah. There I go. I found them. I'm in other pictures. But you guys see them?
Let me look. Ooh, that's pretty. Is that first one a lake?
That's a pond, yeah, but it's
okay, yeah.
largely frozen over. So those little dots you see at the like near the edge of the ice, yeah, those are ducks.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, they're congregating around the center where the fountain is because that's where all the warm water is. But yeah, it's beautiful and breathtaking to look at sometimes, but frustrating to deal with, that's for sure.
Yep.
But yeah, fan bases can be certainly frustrating to deal with, like especially sometimes the Dragonball fan base and the Goku can beat literally anybody fanboys.
Do you think he can beat literally anybody?
That's why I don't think
No.
Time.
He would lose to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange can just teleport him to the sun.
Nah, Goku doesn't care about the sun.
Yeah, the sun will still roast him alive. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, with how hacks Goku can be, I don't know. He probably just gets stronger. He probably just get a power up.
If he survives that, then yes, he's getting the Zenkai boost to end all Zenkai boosts.
No, remember how he got his own spirit bomb deflected back at him and turned into power? You think he died, but then he just gets a new transformation from it.
Right.
Probably be like that. Just gets a brand new transformation that we've never heard of out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Super Saiyan.
Literal
Super Saiyan
Sun Goku. It was
yeah.
You know.
You'd be like it'd be like Prime Superman.
Superman's another frustrating one, but at the very least, DC shows that he can be beaten by things. Like, again, one of his weaknesses, aside from kryptonite, is that he is just as vulnerable to magic as anybody else is.
Yeah, but that depends on the version of Superman you're talking about.
Right? I'm talking like basic bitch vanilla Superman.
Yeah.
Basic
Superman Prime.
Superman.
What are you trying, Nate?
No, just repeating, like, you know, it was funny, like, basic bitch vanilla Superman.
Well, I mean, yeah, just like what I'm saying, you know, the Superman you'd see in virtually any iteration of like a DC show, like, you know, Young Justice or Justice League or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I still hold that my idea to effectively reboot the DC movie universe is a good idea. I just don't think David Zaslav would ever go for it. But, let's see. Another thing I love, I would say anime is also another thing I love and hate. at the same time because I love the art style. I love a lot of the storylines and overarching philosophy they tend to go for. But I do hate how a lot of anime is just dragged out. They
Yeah, that too.
they add so many freaking filler episodes to things as well as, you know, fill up so much of an episode with dialogue. It's insane.
Mm.
You know, and it can be frustrating at the same time. It's like, bruh, come on, just get to the fucking point already.
Mm.
And it's just, I guess because, maybe it's because some mangaka, you know, they fit so much dialogue in a panel, and then whichever anime company has to adapt it, they have to try and find a way to add it in while also cutting costs.
Oh yeah.
So basically, they have characters standing still and only their mouth moving, and that's the cheapest way to do it.
Mm. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I guess like I don't know. I don't mind like dialogue heavy scenes like of things that are like if the dialogue is important, which from stuff I watched it was so. Yeah.
I know. It is at the end of the day, but at the same time, like I said, it can still be pretty frustrating.
I guess like that then depends on like on the person.
Mhm. It really does depend on the person and, you know, your overall level of patience for such a thing. I guess as I've gotten older, because of all the anime I've seen, I sort of tend to be less patient because
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's sort of a repetitiveness thing where it's like, okay, I've seen this before. Let's let's go. Let's get to the point. But then again, it could just be me. It could just, like I said, just depend on the person. Thankfully, a lot of anime is, I think, cutting down on this, and this is where, again, AI needs to be a tool, not a replacement. AI will definitely, I think, cut down on the costs of animation as well, but at the same time enhancing it and not making it, hopefully, not look as cheap, because hopefully.
But
Hmm?
I wouldn't be comfortable if like AI animated like anime instead of like humans.
Well, AI would just be
Don't
a
do
tool
that.
that the humans use. Basically,
Like,
it makes it so that we don't have to spend as much work animating something.
well,
It becomes far more efficient. You know, you have a character that's you already drew and everything, but you're moving them in a certain direction, and you don't have to, redraw the frame over and over again.
that's still no. That I would still be against that. Like, either like like animation programs already have like tweening. Like, if you need like to do that, and if you don't want to animate it frame by frame, tween it. I don't care, but don't let AI like animate in the in betweens.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to take over fully because, again, people are going to be able to tell, but I think it is going to make the whole process a lot easier and more efficient. But, like, what was a team of 50 animators will probably be cut down to a team of like 10.
So bad.
Hmm?
That smells of crunch. But yeah.
Smells of
Yeah.
crunch?
Yeah.
What do you mean crunch?
Like crunch that you don't know like that is like that is
Oh,
when the like people are like pressured like because they have a deadline, so they just like work all day,
right. But,
and like all day.
yeah, but again, 10 people with much better tools could get it done in the same time.
I
You
don't know.
know?
I don't know what you're talking like. Again, like don't let AI into like any art things.
I guess. But I mean, like, at the same time, when it comes to like an industry thing, And
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, industries don't care. The like, the artists that they hire care.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like I said, I don't think AI should replace art. It needs to be something that helps you enhance it. Like,
What do you mean enhance?
well, like I said, use it for
Like when you artificially
practicing,
like change something from 30 into 60 FPS and it looks fucking awful.
or ideally it looks better or more
I
sharp and clean.
sharp and clean. Oh my god.
Again, a lot of
I
it
don't.
is in early stages right now, and I think there is certainly going to be some rules established around it, for sure. To where it's
Mm,
like, you can use it for this, but you can't use it for this. At least hopefully. But anyways, Nate, your next thing that you love and hate at the same time.
I don't know, really.
Hmm?
Again, I don't know, for real. Just, yeah.
You didn't think about anything else?
No.
No. Well, that's not true. I'm kidding.
Well,
um, I guess like one thing I'll comment about love and hate is that like love and hate, believe it or not, are not opposites. They are not the opposite of each other because they do share something in common: obsession. You can be obsessively hating something because, speaking of David Zaslav and Warner Brothers, there was something that everyone hated, but it got a second season anyway. And I think I know the show. You both know the show I'm talking about, possibly.
no, you would have to say the name.
Velma. Did you hear about that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically Mindy Kaling's version of Velma from Scooby Doo, and everyone hated the show when it came out. Like everyone hated the trailer, and then when it came out, everyone's like, "Yep, this is just as bad as I thought it was going to be." And it got a second season purely through hate watching. People
Lol.
watched this show to dunk on it and call it bad, and because technically still HBO got the ad revenue from it, it got a second season. That is, again, it goes to show you that hate is not the opposite of love.
I mean, like, yeah, I think, like, it's like, it is like opposite, but like, like as you said, like, it shares, like, the same, like, it is still like passion. like
yeah, it's
like yeah,
passion.
the thing that connects it is the passion. My partner actually like had like a little bit of like, I don't know if to call it a ramble about that they like think that people who hate them with like, are funny because they are like in a way loving them and just like, they keep like, they keep thinking about them, but like, in the negative way that just like eats and upsets them, while my partner is just like, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, you're thinking about me.
Yeah, pretty much. Again, but it's like, again, this is why some people can confuse hatred for love. Because it's just like, again, you're constantly being talked about, but it's like obsessively, but for the wrong reasons. um, Hatred is sort of like not a desire to see something go away. It's a desire to see it brought low. It's a desire to see it hurt, to see it in pain, effectively. And the problem is that requires it to still be alive. That would be the main problem with it. That requires it to remain as an entity. So this is what happens exactly. Like I said, people wanted to see Velma get canceled, but they didn't want to see it, completely disappear. So the opposite of love is indifference. If you want to see something go away,
I suppose. Yeah.
you neglect it. You know?
Mm, yeah.
Because if you neglect something, then it will slowly go away and wither and die. Because weeds, I imagine, came out of, I guess, that's the thing. They evolve and adapt because we hate them, because we try to get rid of them. We come up with new herbicides to try to, kill them, and they just get stronger.
Yeah, it's like, that is like literally like evolution in real time, quote unquote, because yeah, those individuals that survive the poison, they, pass on their genes and, the new their offsprings will be like, fully resistant to that poison, like, haha, good try.
Mm-hmm. Well, realistically, if you simply probably move your plants away from the weeds, and the weeds will simply die from neglect because they're not getting any of their source of nutrients or the same water that those plants use. But nobody wants to do that
Yeah,
because that's too much work.
yeah. I mean, yeah, like there are obviously like, they're still gonna get rain, like, if they're outside. But yeah, definitely it would like, at least like the population density, if to call it like in a really stupid way, it would dwindle. Like, you would have less weeds if like, of course you especially like stopped fertilizing and all that.
Mm-hmm. Again, like I said, that's it. It's where it's very, very true that love and hate are not opposites. They are sort of effectively two sides of the same coin. You know, it's sort of an interesting sort of paradigm. It's like the Jedi and the Sith in Star Wars. Those guys are really opposites. They aren't opposite. Two sides of the same coin. Because the Jedi try to promote, non-attachment, but the Sith thrive off of their attachment. That is really more opposite. But Andy, do you have any other things you love and hate at the same time?
Well, um, I'm trying to think. Well, I like looking at Sarah, but I don't like when she goes into me and sounds like she's trying to kill me.
Again, she does that because she's very, very capable of doing that. She has a sharp tongue and a sharp wit. So, if you cross that sharp tongue and sharp wit, you're going to get cut.
But I don't know. Uh, I actually don't know what else. I would have to think about that. What I like and hate.
I mean, it is something that you kind of have to think about a little bit more carefully, because with any particular subject, like I said, you just have to come to this realization about how much you love and hate it at the same time. Like I said, at the beginning, with snowboarding, how much I both love and hate it, because again, it's fun, but at the same time, it kind of disrupts my rhythm with pretty much everything, and it's aggravating, and it tires you out at the same time, because I wanted to get a few things done after I was done with a ski day, but I was so goddamn tired, all I did was lounge around and watch Reacher the whole time.
Fair
By
enough.
the way, have you seen Reacher?
Oh, what?
Reacher, have you seen that show?
Never heard of it.
Nate, have you seen Reacher?
Nope.
Okay, it's an Amazon show. You should definitely check it out. It's based on the Jack Reacher novels by Lee Child. It's pretty freaking awesome. Alan Richson, he plays the main character, Jack Reacher. Basically, what every season, which is based on any given book, is about, is Reacher, he goes into a town somewhere, and through sheer just his presence and, both his intimidating presence and at the same time, just his ability to scare the shit out of people with his sheer skills, he uncovers like entire rings of corruption. Like in season 1, he goes to this little town in Georgia called Margrave, and he uncovers an entire counterfeiting ring and takes it down almost single-handedly. And he's like ex-military. He's 6'5", 250 pounds of pure muscle, and knows how to use it. So he just basically fucking wrecks dudes like there's no tomorrow. I actually put one of the clips in Fave Media. We got a little time, so let me pull it up here. And trust me, it's pretty freaking awesome. Hang on.
I heard the ding sound.
Here. Don't drop the soap. Hey, yo, seriously though, don't drop the soap, bro.
What'd you say?
I said don't drop the soap, man.
Oh, he hits him harder than that. Just watch.
Okay.
Hang on, let me stop sharing. But yeah, you see what a friggin' beast this dude is. He just can rip through 5 mean prison dudes like a bag of leaves, like it was nothing.
Freight
And-
train.
Huh?
Freight train vibes.
Yeah, like a freight train. And they just had no idea what they were up against because he's just this, again, big 6'5" dude who's former military and knows exactly how to hurt you and is not afraid to play dirty. That's pretty much how the fight scenes go throughout, every episode and every season of the show. And the main reason why it drew so much attention was because there were 2 Jack Reacher movies with Tom Cruise, and yeah, Tom Cruise was not a good pick for Jack Reacher because, like, let me look up how tall is Tom Cruise. I'm looking this up. Yeah, Tom Cruise is 5'7". He's shorter than me. So it's like, yeah, when he's beating up dudes, you kind of really don't believe it because, again, he's just this little short guy. Really not, really not believable. He's doing all that.
I mean, when you're like, that like, you better like stage the fight so it like actually like uses
Yeah, don't get me
the
wrong, it's like
smaller
got some
size
poly.
to like the person's advantage, and rather like than just like brute strength punches, you get like in like all the jabs in the like the weak points and all that.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There is a short dude, in like fighting that I do believe. Rorschach from that movie Watchmen. Have you guys seen Watchmen?
Nope.
Oh, definitely.
No, but I
Hmm?
I I heard that name recently, and I
Um,
don't know if it's through Nevada or you or somebody. I don't know.
Watchmen is basically like a, deconstruction of like superheroes. Zack Snyder did the Watchmen movie. And let's see if I can pull it up on this account. Morocco, calm down, shush. Let's see here. Oddly enough, it also takes place in a prison. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This one's only about a minute long. That is what
Ouch.
I. Yeah, that's what I believe. A vicious 5'7" little asshole who will do anything to win a fight would do.
Hmm.
Rorschach, I believe, would bust that open and dump a vat of fryer oil on someone. That is that I believe.
Yeah.
um, but anyways, I guess since we're out of topics to talk about, and I need to run to the store, because a certain
What about
somebody, huh? What's
somebody
that?
who finish your
Uh,
sentence first?
yeah, a certain somebody chewed up my shoe soles, and so I got to run to the store to get new shoe soles. And on top of
Lol.
this, the weather's going to change, so we need some ibuprofen because it drives both of our heads nuts.
Hmm.
Um, so we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
But yeah, what
Um,
about the like I mean, do you like celebrate Valentine's Day and well, any I
uh,
don't know, or do you have like other like love holiday in the let's say?
we don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. Lady Stone thinks it's sort of a corporate holiday.
It's a corporation holiday to basically scam people out of millions of dollars to give to people who either don't give a shit about them, or it's more like, hey, I got you flowers and chocolate, now you get to suck my dick.
Pretty much, yeah.
Jacked up prices at restaurants. It's just basically to throw away money, and then it's sexual obligations.
In some ways, yeah.
Lol.
So we don't really celebrate it,
Yeah.
but yeah, and we have other ways of expressing our love. But
Wink,
we'll,
wink.
We have
yeah. But
Nudge,
we'll,
nudge, wink,
we
wink.
and yeah, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Know what I mean? Nudge, nudge.
uh, and yeah,
Giggity.
we have like I don't know, like over here like Valentine's Day like sort of gets like noted, like I mean like yeah, you'll see like Valentine Days deals at like of course like even I even got a notification that hacking McDonald's is like and just like McDonald's, what a romantic place. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna take my date
our
to McDonald's.
lol. But yeah, our like I guess like state or just like holiday for love is the 1st of May, and that's in my opinion, it's better. because again, like I guess the like point, quote unquote, of the 1st of May is to kiss your like love under a blooming tree, usually a cherry tree. But yeah,
Well, also since
that's true.
since it's in Kingdom Come Deliverance and they're local to the region, a linden tree as well.
What tree?
A linden tree.
Linden? What the
Yeah.
fuck is that? Linden tree. Linden.
Let me see.
Is
Because
that
I know.
is that leap?
Let's see. It was mentioned in the
That
first one.
is that
Yeah,
like
linden
on the
trees.
1st of May?
They're big,
Oh,
gigantic
Lipa.
trees.
Yeah. I just needed to like already the Latin name like spoke to me, but yeah, it's Lipa in Czech, and Linden. I
Oh,
think
that's
they're
what.
also called Ashwoods or something. Um,
Oh, okay. I guess they translated it
oh,
differently in the
oh,
English version.
basswood, I guess. North American
Okay,
species.
but
But yeah, but what?
we'll go ahead
Oh,
and do,
wait. Do
yes.
you like? Did you like? Was it like? Was that stated in the game that like that you do that?
Well,
Under that
Henry's
tree,
parents
the
did.
linden. What?
Henry's parents did. They,
Who?
I guess, professed their love to each
Okay.
other under the linden tree. That's what they
On the
said.
1st of May, or
They didn't say specifically when, just
okay, yeah,
that.
because I mean, yeah, like I mean, first off, linden is like our national tree.
Really?
And one specific species is literally called like basically like a heart-leafed linden, maybe because yeah, the leaves do look like hearts. So yeah, it makes sense to like confess to somebody under a tree whose leaves are literally shaped like hearts. It's
Okay.
Is it corny? A tiny bit. Is it sweet? Yes.
Yeah. All right. So
So
now
yeah.
we'll do closing thoughts on love and hate. Like I said, they're not opposites of each other. Like I said, they share that common thread of obsession, and at the same time, like I said, if you're kind of locked into doing something, sometimes you can still love it for how many times you end up doing it, but also hating it because you have to do it. um, that's how I started it, and that's how I'll end it. Nate, any closing thoughts on love and
Well,
hate?
I mean, to me, they are like again, like I stated what I think, like that opposites connected by passion, yada yada yada, and
Yeah.
yeah, I think that just like yeah, I don't know,
Okay.
I
Andy,
don't
any
want to get
closing
like
thoughts?
too.
Andy,
What'd you say?
any closing thoughts?
Um. There's a lot of things that I hate and want to see burn.
Burn but not die, because again, if it
No,
dies,
no. Actually, I actually want to see it die.
okay. Well, like I said, if you ever want to see something die, just keep in mind indifference is the opposite. And if you ignore something, it is more prone to die than if you hate it. But anyways, we'll go ahead and close this out. Nate, go ahead and give us our closer.
Goodbye, pebbles across all platforms. This has been the Idiots Podcast.